I'm Brady Fisher.
And I'm Kevin Moses.
This video is about should there be a limit on Congress terms, because it's a very heated debate and there's different views on it. So in this video we will prove to you why there should be a term limit for congressmen.
While term limits are in place, the lawmakers in Congress will be more willing to create laws that will help benefit constituents, because sooner or later they will become one of those constituents. If they stayed in power, then they may not have to abide to the laws that they make, but with term limits after their time is up, they will have to live under those laws.
And if they have less time in office, they won't have as much time to build these big relationships with lobbyists. And since lobbyists are giving all this money to influence them, what happens is the congressman might not actually stay true to their colors, but if there are term limits, they don't have time to build these big relationships and make all this huge money, because money can make you change your mind if you're a congressman, and you could be heavily influenced by these lobbyists. So if there's term limits, they will not be as influenced by the lobbyists.
To piggyback off of that, since the time of the founding fathers, it's been said that people with power eventually will be corrupted by it, and if there are no term limits, the congressman would stay in their power for immense amount of times until they just feel like retiring or death. So with the term limits, they might have that power for a little bit, but after a while, that power does go away if someone else is elected in, or they may not be able to get that power in that short amount of time.
So one issue right now in the government, a huge issue, is partisan politics. They are not interested at all in actually being efficient and getting stuff done. All they're worried about is going against their opposing party, and just nothing gets done at all. And what would happen is, if there actually were term limits, congressmen would have much less time to get things done. So they would be working more with the party, because they would want to prove that they should be in office. So if they want to get voted for a second term, they will try to be efficient to actually get their stuff done, because if they don't get their stuff done, they might not be voted in for a second term. So if there are term limits, everything will be much more efficient, and they will actually be trying to get things done.
A big part of being in Congress for a long time is that because of that time, you build up a lot of money. With that money, you're able to spend it on advertising more than someone else who's just coming into Congress, who's trying to get into Congress. And since ads play such a big part in politics, they're really a big factor on why people are elected. Because they have that money, 9 times out of 10 they're going to stay in office. But with term limits, people aren't able to build up as much money as they would be if they were staying in office. And because of that, it keeps everybody on a level playing field, with gaining money from other people that support you, and in turn, more qualified people have a real opportunity to win elections, even if they don't have as much money as the next person.
And some arguments against term limits. One argument would be that a good congressman, basically his power is wasted if there's a term limit, and he won't be able to serve his country as much. But that's not true, because the founding fathers discussed a need for a rotation of office. So basically, just because they leave one office doesn't mean they can't go to another. They can still run for senator, governor, and they can just serve their country that way and still have power.
And the thought that one person can do the job well is simply absurd. Problematically, we continue to elect people because of their name and recognition, or just because of the party that they're in. But we don't elect them because of a track record. Realistically, there's usually someone just as qualified to take over that person's office.
Sam Brownback said in his interview with NBC, you can find 100 competent people to do these jobs year in, year out, and you also have a change of blood and a change in ideas. So even if somebody is good at what he's doing, you can still find a lot more people who will be just as good at it, but that will be good because then there's a change of ideas, fresh ideas, and it just helps everything out to have fresh ideas and a change of pace. So there's many people that can do these jobs, so it's not like if they put a term limit that they won't be able to find other people to do it. They easily can find other people to do it.
Again, my name's Kevin Moses,
I'm Brady Fisher.
and thanks for listening.